Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm Arif, your cloud learning journey partner. In today's video, we're going to cover a very important AWS service named as the AWS DynamoDB. And AWS DynamoDB is a NoSQL database service. It is fully managed by AWS. A good question could be, why do we need to use a NoSQL database, and what are the use cases? Whenever we're dealing with unstructured data and we need to have a better performance, if we are doing any real-time analysis, then AWS DynamoDB is a perfect fit for a NoSQL database. So in today, if we look into different sectors, maybe in mobile app sector, maybe in gaming sector, maybe in the finance sector, we need to make decision real quick, and NoSQL databases are faster compared to a relational database. So that's why we really need to know what is NoSQL and how to create NoSQL database in AWS DynamoDB. So after watching to this video, you'll have a complete understanding like how to deploy a NoSQL database in AWS DynamoDB and how to configure everything using the AWS best practices. So before we start the video, I just want to talk about myself. Well, I'm Arif. I do have more than 8 years of experience in cloud computing and cybersecurity. I hold multiple certification in AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. Besides that, I also hold CISSP and CCSP certification. Well, this channel is all about cloud computing, cybersecurity, and career IT related tips. So if you're interested in this field, this channel is definitely for you. I'm gonna upload a tons of videos related to this topic, so please like and subscribe to my channel so that you can see my upcoming videos. Without further delay, let's dive in. I have already logged into my personal AWS account, and from here I have navigated to DynamoDB section. So this is the DynamoDB from AWS console. So if we see this, what the AWS defines as DynamoDB, a fast and flexible NoSQL database service for any scale. So it can handle more than trillions of requests every day. So it's pretty powerful stuff. So the main benefit of using AWS DynamoDB is that it can scale, like performance at a scale, and no server to manage. It's serverless, so we don't have to worry about the servers like we have to for AWS RDS, because RDS is more of a like server-based database solution, and it is enterprise ready. And here are a few use case scenarios that are mentioned in here. As I already mentioned, in gaming industry, banking and finance, retail, it's pretty popular, this NoSQL database service. So today we're gonna create a NoSQL database from scratch using AWS DynamoDB. So I'm gonna hit this button, create a table. So first we're gonna define the name of our DynamoDB table. I'm gonna call it test dynamo. Okay, so after this, then we have to define our partition key. So what is a partition key? So the partition key is the part of the table's primary key. So in other term, we can say like partition key is equal to the primary key of the NoSQL table. So here it could be binary, number, or string. So I'm okay with the string, and I'm gonna put a name as the primary key in here. So that means if I need to search my dynamo table, I can use name as a primary key. And the sort key is the same concept, is a second. So you can use a sort key as a second part of a table's primary key. So it's a secondary key, you can also call it. So here I'm gonna use number as a sort key. So number could be string, number, or binary. I'm gonna use numbers because it's a number type of character. And here on the table settings, we do have two ways to do it, either default setting or we can customize our own setting. Well, to understand DynamoDB better, I'm gonna use the customize option, because then we'll know exactly what we are doing in here. So I'm gonna choose customize settings, and here are two options. One is DynamoDB standard and DynamoDB standard infrequent access. So if you need better performance, then we definitely need to use this one, that is DynamoDB standard. So I'm gonna go with this one. Under capacity calculator, this is an interesting one. So here we can see how much you're gonna pay, like what, so what sort of charge we're going to expect per monthly basis according to our specification. So right now, if we just use average item size 1 KB, because here on the NoSQL we use it for a small data, so it's pretty common to have data that are smaller than 1 KB. So that's why I'm gonna keep it 1, and 1 item read and write per second. So it's like how many reads per second we're gonna expect, and how many write operation we're gonna expect per second. So as this is more like test diamond table, so that's why I won't allocate more than 1, because it's gonna charge. And the read consistency, we do have few read consistency, like eventual consistent, strong consistent, or transactional. So strong consistent, if we choose this one, then we have to pay more, because that means whenever we are doing looking for it, it will be real time. But eventual is same like the S3. So in S3, if we upload an object inside a S3 bucket, it takes few seconds to get the new object. So this is the same thing goes with here. If we go for the eventual consistent, it's a little bit cheaper, but it will take a few milliseconds to get the new data. So I'm going to go with the eventual consistency, and the write consistency here, true, standard, and transactional. Well, I'm going to go with the standard one in here. So right now the specification is 1 read capacity unit, 1 write capacity unit, and region is here. So the estimated cost is $0.59 per month. It's very, very cheap if you can use it properly. So that's a calculation. So here we do have 2 models for read and write capacity settings. So we can pay on demand basis. Under on demand basis, then that means like if you are using more of a like new app and you're not quite sure how much requests you're gonna get in your database, then you can go with the on demand. So after a few weeks or months of observation, once you have a better understanding like how many requests you're getting per daily basis or monthly basis, then you can move to the provisioned one. Because under provisioned one, if you go in here, then you have to define exactly how much read capacity and write capacity you are expecting. You have to define it in here. And also there's a cool part in the provisioned one is that you can also enable the auto scaling. Because just think about a scenario that you are pretty consistent, but all of a sudden maybe at the end of the year you are getting a lot of traffic. So there should be some sort of auto scaling in place, even though you're using provision to handle the extra traffic. So that's why you can enable this auto scaling feature, where you can define the minimum and the maximum capacity of units that it can handle. So same goes for the write. So I'm just gonna go with the default setting with everything in here, and this is the provisioned one. So for my test DB, I'm just gonna go with the on demand, because here I don't have to specify anything or provision anything. That's the part. And next we can create some global index. Global index is a secondary index to perform queries and attributes that are not part of your table's primary key. So if your DB, if you're planning a complex DB and you want to have multiple indexes, then this secondary index will help you. This global index will help you to sort your data or filter your data when you are doing some sort of sorting. Then the next option is encryption address. So it's a crucial part to use encryption address. That means even when your data is in the DynamoDB storage, then it will be encrypted format. So it's one of the requirements for different compliances to enable this encryption address for table. It's true for NoSQL databases, also for SQL database or relational databases too. So here we do have a few options. The first one is owned by Amazon DynamoDB. So the encryption will be managed by AWS DynamoDB, and you don't have to pay extra charges for it. So that's a good option for you. And the second option is AWS managed keys. So AWS managed keys, AWS will create a few keys under AWS KMS, key management service, and you have to pay for it because here you can see AWS KMS charges apply, because literally you're creating keys under AWS KMS section. And the third option is stored in your account and owned and managed by you. So if you want to take your security to the next level, then you have to use this option where you can store your own key in your own account and own and manage by yourself. So you are managing pretty much all of it. So you are creating your own key. So for now, I'm good with this owned by Amazon DynamoDB. So that's all the settings there I can see, and also there is also delete protection. So if you want to use at a production environment, so it's always better to turn on the deletion protection, so you won't be able to delete it by mistakes. It's an extra layer of security. And right now I won't add any tags because I don't have multiple DynamoDB table to get confused. And after confirming all the settings, I will just hit create table in here. So right now the status is creating. Alright, so after pausing for a few seconds, now the status is in active state. So now we're going to explore a little bit about this test DynamoDB table. So once I click the link, so we got a few tabs in here. So all the overview are given in here. We can see we do have backup feature, we do have monitor feature, which is great. And now we're gonna try to add few data in this database. From the action, we can click create item. So this is the partition key. This is the sort key. So this thing we have defined when we created the DB. So the name, I'm gonna put my name, and I'm gonna put a number, maybe some random number, and I'm gonna create an item. And one more, that is maybe John, and I'm gonna put some number and create item. Let's try to create one more item in here. So maybe Adam, some random number. We can also add new attributes too, like these two are partition key and sort key. Beside that, if we have other values, other attributes, we can add that too. So maybe I'm gonna add one more string here and then add new value. The value could be address. Okay, address, and here I'm gonna add a country name and create an item. So here we can see this address is here, and Adam has now 3 attributes beside the 2 main attributes. So in this way we can do it, and there are also a few cool features, like we can do scan, we can do query. So suppose you have like thousands or millions of records in here, then you can run some query, you can run some scan to retrieve the data, the data that you're looking for. So this is pretty powerful stuff in here. And beside that, if we go back in here, we can see we do have some backup features. We can enable point in time recovery, so that you can retrieve your data, you can have your data backup all the time. So that is great. And one more thing that I also want to show, that you can export your table to S3 as a backup. You can do that for your DS3 plan. The last thing is this DAX. So DAX is a cluster. So if I click in here, you can see what it does. It's you can perform query and scan operation based table and secondary indexes. So in DAX, what happens is that you can have multiple nodes in here. One will act as a primary, and all other node will act as a replica. So it will make sure that your data are available all the time. It's based for the data availability. And likewise, RDS, you can see we can have subnet group and parameter groups, like we saw under relational database. Congratulations guys for reaching this far of this video. Today we have explored a very popular service of AWS, that is AWS DynamoDB, which works as a NoSQL database. I have tried to cover all the basic overview of the service, but there is a lot to explore. So I will highly suggest you please sign up for AWS account, and from there try to create some DynamoDB table for practice and explore all the features. It will give you the confidence. It will help you not only pass the certification which one you are going for, but also like your real hands-on experience. So when you have your job, you will be more confident to work on NoSQL database. So yeah, so if you got any questions related to the things that we have covered today, please let me know under this comment section, and I'm gonna clear that for you. If you want me to cover any specific AWS service, any specific topic related to cloud, related to cybersecurity, let me know. I'm gonna cover that for you. Thank you so much guys for watching my videos. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel so you can see my upcoming videos. That's all for today. Have a great and wonderful day.